The 40th reigning monarch crowned there since the year 1066. The day of splendor and formality will feature customs dating back more than 1,000 years. Coronation Day coverage begins right now on WION The World is One. Welcome to the program. I'm Eric Njoka, and together with my colleagues Molly Gambhir and Vikram Chandra, who are both in London. Molly, if you can hear me, just wave at us. There you go.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, how are you?
Very well. London is all geared up, of course, for this big day. It's an event that's taking place after 70 years, Eric, and all through the week. We've been speaking to people on the ground who've been sharing not just how excited they are, but also what they really feel about the coronation. And let me tell you, it's been a mixed bag of reactions that we've been getting in. This is, of course, one of the biggest security operations that's ever been seen. In fact, in British history, this is the biggest security operation. A record 11,500 police officers are guarding the coronation. This is Operation Golden Orb. That's the code word that's been used for the King's coronation ceremony. I'm coming to you live from the City of Dreams. Right behind me is the Parliament, is the Big Ben, and of course Westminster Abbey, where the coronation service will begin at 11 a.m. local time. King Charles and Queen Consort will be making their way from Buckingham Palace at about 10:20 a.m. local time. And let me tell you, the entire route, Eric, at this point is dotted with hundreds of thousands of people who...
Well, Molly, we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you in a short while so that you can explain the fun and the splendor and the euphoria around London. In a short while from now, just hold on there. So Molly Gambhir, Vikram Chandra and myself will tell you why this day is important, what it means for the United Kingdom, the Commonwealth and even the world, and also if the ceremony will go according to plan. Let's first go live to London and get a glimpse of the mood among the thousands who have gathered to witness this historic day, once-in-a-lifetime event. As you can see there, the guards are already preparing to escort the King and the Queen to Westminster Abbey. I will tell you what to expect today and how the coronation process goes. So the King and Queen Consort Camilla will travel from Buckingham Palace to the Great West Door of Westminster Abbey. They will set off at around 10:20 British Standard Time in the horse-drawn Diamond Jubilee State Coach. As it leaves Buckingham Palace, the coach, accompanied by the sovereign's escort of the household cavalry, will pass a guard of honor comprising about 160 members of the three armed services. The procession will head down the Mall to Trafalgar Square, then along Whitehall and Parliament Street before turning into Parliament Square and Broad Sanctuary. The 1.42-mile route will be flanked by 1,000 members of the military from the Army, Royal Navy and Royal Air Force. About halfway through the 2-hour coronation ceremony, again I'll say, it's slightly under 2 hours, gun salutes involving 400 personnel will mark the moment St. Edward's crown is placed on the King's head. 21 rounds will be fired at 11 locations around United Kingdom, including Edinburgh, Cardiff, and Belfast, and also on Royal Navy ships at sea. And in London, a 62-round salute will fire at the Tower of London, along with a 6-gun salvo on Horse Guards Parade. After the ceremony, the King and the Queen will travel back to the palace in the ornate gold state coach. Now, this coach is a part of the coronation procession, a much larger ceremonial display than the morning's procession. The coach will leave the Abbey and travel along Whitehall, past the statue of King Charles I at Trafalgar Square, through Admiral Arch, and up the Mall, and finally to the palace. When they reach Buckingham Palace, the King and the Queen will appear at the balcony and wave to their people, or at their people. So there you go. That's the coronation procession route. Like I mentioned, that is Buckingham Palace at the far end. And people are still thronging the streets just to catch a glimpse of this once-in-a-lifetime event, which will be beamed live from 10:00 hours British Standard Time. So what do we look out for in this coronation ceremony? Well, the ceremony at London's Westminster Abbey, which will see Charles and his wife Camilla crowned King and Queen, will last, hear this, just 1 hour. The only part of the ceremony that was shielded from the glare of cameras was a second ritual of anointment during when the Archbishop anointed the Queen's hands and the head, and also consecrated it with oil, which we believe is from Jerusalem. According to reports, Charles may choose to follow his mother's example and be anointed in private. However, there is speculation that the new king might break with that tradition. Apparently, there is a special see-through canopy which is being prepared to offer Charles the option to be anointed in public for the first time in history of the British monarchy. This is live. This is live in London at Westminster Abbey. Dignitaries and guests who were invited by the King and the Queen are taking their seats and waiting for the ceremony to begin. So I will be telling you all about this procession, all about this coronation ceremony, why it is important to the United Kingdom, and why it is important to the world, and also important to the King and the Queen.